Hello. Hey, we
Hey,
are back.
yes, we are back.
Into jam with some Christ healing. That's what we talking about tonight.
Right.
Healing for our soul. So welcome back, Simply Mom. We missed
Yes.
you.
I missed you. I missed talking to you guys. I missed it.
Hey, everybody, to our viewers. Again, this is another night that we talk about what's going on in our lives so where we can get healing and we can live just like Yeshua HaMashiach says that he came for, so that we can live life in that more abundantly.
Yeah.
Just like our song is playing in the background, healing for our soul. That's what we're talking about. So tonight we're
Mhm.
talking about Venom. What we were talk Tell us what we were talking about for the last month, simply. Miss.
Oh my gosh. We've been talking about what that tongue do. Lion
Mm-hmm.
tongue. That tongue that slice you on up, you
Yes.
know, te- te- tear you down. But we've also been talking about how we can allow our tongue to uplift
Yes.
and speak life because we could
That-
do some damage with this tongue.
That's
So,
right. And so
hmm
now that we have went in depth for a whole month about what our tongue do, how about we spend a few minutes about our actions? Because
mm,
mouth is not the only thing that can do damage. Our tongue is not the only thing that can do damage, but our actions, right?
what don't they
Mouth,
speak louder? They speak louder than
yes,
words.
yes.
What them actions do?
What they used to say back in the day: sticks and stones
Hmm.
may break my
Break my
bones, but
bones, but
words will never
words
hurt
will
me.
never
But
hurt
that's a
me.
lie.
That's a
Words
lie.
hurt, but them sticks and stones, them actions, they be hurting.
Mhm. Right, you threw it too. Rear back. Ah, boom. And that was
Yes,
intentional.
but we gotta understand that why those actions come with venom, y'all. Venom. What's venom?
Mm-hmm.
Venom
Bitterness.
is. You said what?
Poison. It's bitter. It's poison.
It's poison. Come on. Mm-hmm.
Malice.
That's right.
Yes.
Attitude. All of
hmm
it.
When that snake's at that venom mouth, boy, it goes for their prey. It's coming for you. It's attack
That's
mode.
an attack mode. And so it's not just that you're getting attacked, but when you get attacked and you do not release the venom that has been released in you, that has been deep seated in you, then now you start releasing that
Mm-hmm.
venom. And we don't never want to talk about that because we don't never really understand how we got this way. All we
Mm-hmm.
remember is, oh, I used to be a nice child, you know what I'm saying? Loving the world, being innocent, I so optimistic, just so open and just so free will, but we forget how
Silly.
we got there. Yes.
Somebody bit you.
Somebody bit you,
I got bit a couple times.
but we didn't heal from
Mm-hmm.
the venom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember when my oldest child had got bitten by a poisonous spider. I remember my husband, he was pressing. I mean, she wanted to run, but he had to do what he had to do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He wasn't like he was going to suck it out or anything like that, because some people do that,
Yeah.
with their children or with their animals or different things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
he's a man, so that pressure, he was pushing that out so all of that can come out. And it
Yeah.
was the very thing that saved her life. It hurted like heck. She wanted to
Yeah.
punch him in the face. She wanted to run away. But that's the
Mhm,
process of getting that venom out. And honestly,
mhm,
when we took her to the emergency room, they congratulated my husband for even doing that. They said because if he hadn't, then venom only takes a few seconds to minutes to do what it
mhm,
needs to do to cause death.
mm,
But if he did not do what he needed to do to press all of that venom out as much as he
mhm,
could, she would have been a goner. And so
mhm,
that leads us to understand how much or how long venom actually has been in us when we've gotten bit by
Mm-hmm.
that poisonous serpent or that poisonous thing. Have you ever went through something like that, Mo?
Oh, absolutely. Just this week I was talking to a sister about some like traumatic things that happened to me in childhood and things of that nature. And like sometimes when you go through things, you don't even realize that it's in you. You don't even know you got bit.
Mm-hmm.
Things just start to come out later in your actions,
Yes.
like we were talking about. When we do certain things or say certain things that we might say and don't even know why we say them, but it's in us from that bitterness when we got bit. So we just tend to have those actions. You know what I mean? Those actions. And it's crazy that the venom will cause, the bitterness and everything like that. But sometimes we don't know it until our actions. We don't even know we're poison.
Right.
You
Don't even know
know,
we poison.
don't even
But
know
with
we poison. Just walking around like everything all right.
yeah, and this is not BBD and all of them. That girl is poison. But yeah,
Ah,
we walking around poisonous as females, but we want a mate. We want that husband. We walking around poisonous as females, but we're raising children.
poison them.
Get poisoning them. We're walking around poisonous and we are blaming everybody else. Now again, it's not taking the light off of the thing that bit you, the demonic force or the spirit that bit you. We're not taking
Mm-hmm.
light off of that. But
Mm-hmm.
when we activate the power that is within us to release those
Mm-hmm.
things, because we got to
Mm-hmm.
understand that healing occurs through the integrating forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole person. We walking
Mm-hmm.
around here haphazard because we're not trying to go through the healing process.
Mm-hmm. And that's pressure. Just like brother put on Niecy leg. That's pressure.
Yeah,
And it hurts.
it hurts,
It hurts.
but you
You
gotta
know,
go.
you have to
Mm-hmm.
go through it. A while ago I was one of my prayers to God was, why do I allow certain things to continue to happen to me in my life? You know? And when you ask God a question, bet he gonna give you an answer. It might
Yeah.
not be, through spoken, from the Lord to you, but it can be the experiences or it could be memories. God will bring things back to your remembrance. And I just started looking at my life and I'm like, oh, so I remember rejection from a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. So when you be so used to being rejected and feeling rejected, that's like norm. You become numb to it. You
Yeah.
good with that. So when people, either relationship, it don't even have to just be like a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It could be
Right.
with anything. Rejection.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you suit up because you're so used to it. You numb to that venom there because it's been in you for a long time. But when you um realize it, can put pressure to it, then you could start getting rid of some of these things that's in your life. Same traits you've been using and didn't even know that you were using. You know what I mean? And I sure asked God. He showed me some things. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And I tell you, even in showing, realizing, and recognizing it, I had to deal with it. That was the pressure.
And that's usually where we stop the healing process at,
Cause
and
it
we
hurt.
go back to our comfortable place,
Mm-hmm. Which is poison.
which is poison. All by so now we interrupted the healing process, and
That hurt.
now we just went right back into death of the pain, the sorrow, now in a whole nother way, in another light, because we done did damage
Right.
even
Right. You start
more.
rooting some stuff. Isn't it
Mhm.
amazing how you can be uncomfortable in the venom, in the sickness, in the bitterness?
You better
right?
come on.
But then when God is trying to uproot that out of you, and we're now in a healing process with the pressure, we don't want to stay there because we don't know that. But we know what that pain is like. Oh, so I'll stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that because I know that. But I don't know this pressure for me to be delivered.
I don't know. I don't know this to be delivered. I use this one thing Yahuwah has showed me for the past I say 10 years, right? Especially when I was going through my process of being healed. I want y'all to understand the process of healing is not just a one and done thing, especially if you've had and been operating with Venom for a very long time. So I remember that every time the healing process would begin and I would just close the door. He showed me one time in a vision, he said, you know, Shakia, you keep doing this. Most of us already have walls up, right? We already, and it's not walls. He listen, I'm gonna stress this because he gave it to me just like this. It's not many walls, it's just one wall that we have up, right? And what
Mm-hmm.
happens is that when we have the wall up, and the healing process happens and that individual, they come to come before us and they start the healing process, and even though we don't know the person very well or whatever, we still have that wall up, so we still have that place of division, right?
Mm-hmm. That
However, if
barrier.
the person starts doing something that we like, we take a brick off, so now we show a little bit more of ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they do something else that we like or that we feel a little comfortable with, or something that we are familiar with, that is
Mm-hmm.
in a good, that comes stems from a good place, we take
Mm-hmm.
another brick off and then we
Mm-hmm.
show ourselves a little bit more. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the process of healing comes, like that person, and it reminds us of something and the reason why that wall was there, we do
Mm-hmm.
this again. We put them two bricks right back up and we
Yeah.
stop the process,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
realizing that that individual was not sent to irritate us and agitate us
Mm-hmm.
to continue to be broken, but they did come to break us so that we can mend back. But because it reminds us so much of the trauma and the pain and the reason why we have that wall up, because many of us forget why we have the wall up. But if
Mm-hmm.
we just allow them to do their job, or allow, because some of us is not even a person, Yahuwah just be doing it by himself. And so we,
Mm-hmm.
that goes to show you how much we really know who he really is. We really don't even know God. We think he's a
Mm-hmm.
terror. We think that he's causing pain. We think that he's causing friction, and we
Mm-hmm.
think he's causing confusion. And no, he's not. He's allowing those things because in the chaos, that's where he does his best work. In the chaos,
Mm-hmm.
he does his correction. In the
Mm-hmm.
chaos is where he does his mending. And where there's not healing is where he does bring healing. Where there's not wholeness, that's when he brings wholeness. Where there is death, that's when he brings in life. And we've got to
That's right.
remember that. And so we've got to stop with this wall. And even if he does assign someone to your life to be able to assist with that mending process, with that healing process, understand that if that person was not in the beginning to bring about why that wall is there,
Bringing
then
it
baby,
down.
they're not the cause of it. So put the
Mm-hmm.
wall down, brick by brick.
That's
Heal.
right.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt
Mm-hmm.
because what the healing brings out is truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
Right. Right. That's right. And real recognizing truth. It's
That's
hurtful.
right. It's very hurtful.
It's hurtful.
But venom is the main reason why the world can't heal. We have allowed Hasatan to do his job so well. The venom is only there the same reason why Hasatan is there, to kill, steal, and to destroy. And when we know that, we should not continue to allow it
Right.
because we have power. Where do we get power from? You ain't gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth because I had to go through it and I'm still going through it. we can pray for it all day long. We can sing it down. Power, Lord, power. Need your power, Lord, power.
Take your
But
power.
this, he said that we will do exceedingly and abundantly. He will do exceedingly and abundantly more
Mm-hmm.
than we could ever ask or think, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to the power that
The work is
worketh
good.
in us. So, which means we haven't tapped into, or we have not allowed ourselves to be healed or go through the deliverance process, excuse me, in order to tap into what's already in us to do. If
Tap
we
into the
were,
power.
say that again,
Tap into the power.
tap into the power
I
that's
tell
in
you to
you.
tap into the power
But
because
you
we
can't tap
see
into the power if you're
if you.
defiled.
There you go.
You
And
can't
it's
tap
for
into the power if you're defiled.
yeah, yeah,
And so we gotta clean up.
yeah.
We gotta be purged. We gotta purify. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
repent.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta be healed. And we gotta be whole to
Mm-hmm.
tap into that power.
Just tap into the power and know this that even I believe the more we start pulling down these walls, the more we start doing this, we're trusting and we're believing that God is going to do what he said he's going to do. And I believe in that belief. There's like this layer of, if we want to say power, strength. It's a layer of strength. The more we begin to move these bricks, as you say, the
Mhm.
more we begin to do that, we get more and more strength, brick by brick. But we have to continue. Now, not to say that we won't have setbacks,
Right.
because you know what? God can do it, because God can do all things but fail. A lot of things we don't get over in a night, because it didn't happen in a night.
Mhm.
A lot of that stuff that has been in us for a long time.
Mhm.
So it may take time and it may take some setbacks, but every round goes higher and higher. Every round goes higher and you
Yes.
know. So thank God for the strength. And
Mhm.
like you say, Lord, help my unbelief.
Yes. Yes.
That's my prayer. Even to this day, Lord, help my unbelief. But thank God he said all you need is the size of a mustard seed. He didn't say
Yes.
you gotta be big with it.
Yeah.
The size of a mustard seed. And
Because
when
see,
you
the mustard seed, the revelation of the mustard seed is this: the mustard seed is small,
small.
but have y'all ever seen what it produces?
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
that little seed produces something great, enormous, and mighty. My
Hmm.
yeah. Listen,
Hmm.
so if you have it as it,
That's it. That's
as it,
as small as that. You just need an inkling. This
it will
inkling.
produce something great, y'all. And
It
watch
will.
this. You can't have it if you're not going to work as well. You got to work the faith. You got
Gotta
to
work.
work.
Action.
Mm-hmm.
Work is
Faith
action.
is
I ain't never
action.
seen no work you wasn't doing nothing.
He said,
Gotta
he
do
said,
something.
yes, he said, faith without works is dead. He said, it is impossible to please him,
Hmm.
our faith.
Hmm.
So we gotta work the faith, and we can get that venom. I know you're hurt. I was hurt. There's still areas in my life. It's not so much that I'm hurt by the individual, but
Hmm.
now I'm dealing with residue, just
Hmm.
residue. I can
Hmm.
talk to the person, I can smile to the person, I pray for the person, but it's about
Hmm.
the residue, because the residue is where the actions lie at now. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I have to be
Hmm.
mindful. So I have to pay attention to what I say before I say it. Pay attention to my body language, when I'm around people. Pay attention to what I'm actually thinking or why I'm thinking it. You got to pay attention. So that's how this part of, for me, of my healing process is make sure that I'm not doing anything based off of residue.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do something based off of the residue, then I can't complete the
Mm.
healing process, because the healing process goes in stages. It goes
Yeah.
in stages, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
want you to know that this is the proof that um that we have power and healing. I'm gonna come real quick with Luke verse 10 um and verse 19. It says, "Behold, Yeshua HaMashiach, our Christ, our Savior." He says this. He says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing shall by any means hurt you." The
Mm-hmm.
first thing that we got to understand about power is the power of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding why that thing did what it did, understand why it moves the way it moves, understand the name of it,
Mm-hmm.
understand the reasoning and rhyme, understand how it infected you, understand how now you're moving and maneuvering based off of these things. Understand the power of understanding. It does
Mm-hmm. It
wonders.
does. It does. It does. Understanding can bring forth compassion.
Hmm.
Understanding can bring forth a peace that surpasses all understanding.
All understanding.
Not even knowing.
Right.
It can bring forth forgiveness.
Hmm. True forgiveness. How can you truly forgive if you don't truly understand?
Yeah.
Are we doing it out of because we just know or we were told to do it? Or are we
Mm-hmm.
doing it because we really know the power that lies behind it?
Mm-hmm. Because even in that forgiveness works more so for your healing process
Hmm.
than the
Hmm.
other person's or whomever, you know,
Correct.
process. It's more for you. And in doing that, the medicine is the word.
The word. That's right.
We have to be able to speak that word and have that relationship and be able to speak to our Heavenly Father because we're going to need help
That's right.
because that's the surgeon. Anytime we need surgery, we have to go to the surgeon.
That's the
We don't
truth.
sit there and need a heart surgery, take our own heart out. No, we ain't going to do that. You have to go
We
to a
ain't
heart
talking,
surgeon.
we ain't
So
talking
I'd
out
rather
taking
go
out our own heart, but we going to be willing
to the one
and
who created the
go
heart. How
through the
about that?
process.
Mm.
Yes.
I'm going to the one that created the heart, the one who
Yeah.
started the heart at first,
Yes.
that really knows who I am. Because
Who I.
he knows I am who I am better than I know myself. I don't know me,
Hmm.
you know, but God knows. So when we get into that place and we know we need healing, we need deliverance. That's what we need to go to. Say, God, show me. Because right, I
Yeah.
don't even know why I do the things I do. You know, give
Understanding.
me understanding. All you're getting, get understanding.
Get an
Once you
understanding.
can start understanding, that's why that person did that. Well,
Yeah.
that's why I do this. You start having compassion and praying for the other person, Lord. And in
That's
the
a,
meantime, God working on you.
yes.
He's working on you because you sitting there praying for somebody else. That
Mm-hmm.
hurts you.
That hurt you.
And it's like
Because they,
when Jesus say, Father, forgive them, for they don't even know what they doing.
you don't even know. And so gotta go through the process.
Don't
There
even
are
know what you're doing.
there
God,
are
thank
four phases to healing, y'all. And so just like we were saying, the power of understanding. The first phase literally scientifically, and when it comes to the healthcare wise, there's a first process called hemostasis phase, which is
you. Hmm.
basically the very onset of knowing and identifying that you have an injury,
Hmm.
right? And that objective there is to stop bleeding or stop damage or stop another onset
Hmm.
of damage or injury, right? And
Hmm.
so, well, watch this. If I was not injured, and I did not have the first phase of healing, which is understanding, then I wouldn't even know or realize to understand that I was once injured, right? Then the second phase of healing is your defensive and inflammatory phase. Now, this one right here, it just focuses on destroying and removing bacteria and debris. Now, this is the one where we usually get up off the bus, off the table, because there's so much in depth of a process that has to go through it in order to destroy the bacteria and destroy things that have attacked our system in order for it to live. Okay. So then we have the proliferative. I will mess up a word, y'all. Excuse me. Proliferative phase, right? So once the process and the wound is cleaned out, this phase, it fills and covers the wound. So you know when you get that scab that's on there. A lot of us, I used to be a scab picker. So when you rip off that scab, now you done messed the whole healing process up, and now you're more open to having a scar, or for it to be re-injured, or for more bacteria to come infect. So
most of the time when you get infections, you get them worse than you had before.
Get them worse than what you got. That is the truth. That is the truth. And then we have the last phase, which is the maturation phase. The maturation phase. And I love the word because it speaks volumes all by itself.
Mature.
This is the phase where the wound slowly, I want y'all to hear me, slowly gains strength and flexibility.
I like the mature.
So these are the phases of healing.
Yes.
First natural, then spiritual. Yahuwah always deals with me that way. He said it in his word, but he always deals with me that way. He allows me to understand what has been naturally designed and incorporated with spiritual things, and especially when it's the natural process, because Yahuwah does not change. He changes not. He changes not.
Right.
But what happens is, instead of us, when we're going, thank you, Yah, when we're going through the healing process, we want a quick fix.
Right.
When our bodies, our body can naturally heal itself if we allow it, but we want a quick fix so that we can go on, not about our Father's business, not about Yahuwah's business, but about our own business. So now we fall and prey to the process of pharmaceutia, which is definitely demonic, instead of going to Yah. He said in the beginning, he said the herbs and the trees and the gift that's yielded of the ground was what he has given us for our life, for our substantial evidence and process of growth and healing.
We had everything. We had it all. We know how to mess up something, don't we?
We know how to mess it up. But we gotta remove the venom. It was not by happenstance that the serpent was in the garden. Come on. He said, I give you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions. And come on, the thing that releases the venom.
Right. I give you power over it.
I give you power over it. So you don't even have, watch this, you don't even have to operate according to the venom that was released in you from it if you would just heal. And the only way we can heal is when we heal in him.
Right.
Healing him. So
Mm-hmm.
don't be scared of the process and don't rush through the process, y'all. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
the process is beautiful. I mean, I'm not
It's
saying that
beautiful. It's for more
fun.
for beautiful after. It might not
It's
feel as
beautiful.
beautiful while you're in it,
It's beautiful.
but when you come out,
You come out.
it's
It
just like
don't.
a storm. It's just like a storm. You see these storms we done had recently. We done had some real bad rainstorms, and you
Mhm,
be looking at everything is dark. The wind is blowing. We had chairs, everything, pillows, my pillows and stuff was all the way on the other side. Pillows, everything blowing. The trees just swinging back and forth. And you know what? When it finished raining, the sun
mhm.
came out like it was never raining, and it was a
Mhm.
double rainbow.
That's right. Mhm.
After all, but it was right after,
Yeah.
right
But I had to
after.
go through all of that.
But it had to go through all that. I mean, stuff was flying, stuff was swirling. You gonna tell me I wasn't in the Wizard of Oz? You know,
Either off the sea or was it?
no,
Because
no place. There was no
was
place like home. There was no place like home. I was in this house because everything was just flowing. You know, and it was dark.
hmm
And that's just like when we going through, we're in it. It's dark. You feel
It is.
alone. You
Yeah.
don't know who to call, who you can call, who you could trust half the time, you
hmm
know. But when you come out, that's beautiful. And you look back at that and you look back at that storm that God gave you the ability and strength to come out of,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
That's
Because
beautiful because
that's a whole testimony. That's a
that's
whole
how
testimony by itself.
yes.
That's when you
That
can sit there and say, look what the Lord has done.
hmm
When I should have left, when I should have lost my mind, He kept it.
it is.
When I should
That's
have had diseases, God, you kept me.
hmm
I was
That's
sick
it.
and you healed me.
hmm
That's the rainbows. That's the rainbows. And when it comes to them trials and things that we've been through in our lives is when we coming out. And even in the midst of some of them, God to
hmm
give you some sunshine just in the midst of. You ever been in the store? I know we used to have them in Miami. We used to sit up there and rain and get real dark. Over you get like a little bit of sunshine, then it go right back out and start
Right.
raining all over again. You say you
Right.
lay beside the green pastures, restore your soul.
For my soul. Woo.
The green pastures, not the messed up grass. Grass is
Mm.
dry. Green pastures.
That beautiful green.
By that water
Yes.
and restore your soul.
Forest. My soul. Yeah. So
My
will
God.
you let him restore you? I know I'm letting him restore me.
Even
I know
now.
letting him restore her. Will
Even
you let
now.
Yah restore you?
Because I can't
Will
do
you?
it on my own. Can't do it on my own. Like,
Mm.
and I was having a conversation with a sister. Um, I think it could have been yesterday or today. We have, have you just ever tried to just be in control of everything? Everything.
Yes.
And you're just
Yes.
completely going in the same circle
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over again.
hmm
So, I mean, like after a while, you just got to realize, listen, you've been doing the same thing for 45 years. It's not working. So why don't you give up the control that you think you got, that you don't have, that's making you miserable anyway, and
hmm
give and
Yes.
surrender and let God take control
I'm
because
a,
He gonna
I,
do it.
this because a lot of people. I can only talk for myself. There was a level of control that I had with my children, especially my older girls, but I mistaken it for nurturing.
Mm,
I mistaken it for care. I
mm,
mistaken it for love. I mistaken it for I'm never going to, you know, dismiss my children with any, I'm always going to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we mistaken, sometimes even it doesn't matter how old we are, we mistaken what we're doing, the control, and we can't identify it as the control because we're labeling it as something else.
Mm-hmm.
But the reasoning in the something else, it is in us because we're doing it based off of what's in us or what was not done to us.
That's that venom.
And that's why a lot of people can't get it. It took me a minute. Like, I've been a parent for 25 years,
Because
and
you
it
didn't
was like,
understand it yet.
yeah, I
You
was
ain't
like,
recognize it. You didn't even see it as that.
I didn't. So it was
Mm.
like,
That
and
that
it
that
didn't matter
jar
what,
said nurturing.
right?
Control.
What? I'm loving my babies. What are you talking about? And y'all are cracking up. He was like, what? That's not love. But I'm just gonna wait. Watch this. A lot of times we want y'all to hear we think that y'all's not hearing us because there's no information he's giving. He's not speaking directly. But until we get to, for real, until we get to that fourth phase of healing, that mature, the maturation healing process, that's when he actually speaks. Because now we're strong and flexible enough to be able to receive what he has to say. Because anything before that, we really are not ready.
Mm-hmm.
We're really not ready. And so it didn't matter who said what to me. I was like, I'm not giving up my children. I'm not doing this to my children. I'm always going to be there. But I had a problem because, all three of my oldest girls, they all have three different fathers, and all three of their fathers have never been around. They do what they want to do. They lived how they wanted to live and whatever. So I was the main person. And so because I felt some type of way about them being absentee parents, I fulfilled that. But I was doing more. I was overcompensating.
Mm-hmm.
And it really wasn't nurturing. I was smothering.
Mm-hmm.
It really was not nurturing. I was controlling the situation. Y'all, I want y'all to hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I was controlling the situation and I hindered their growth process spiritually, not naturally, but spiritually. Because my children, the girls was always good when it came to cleaning, when it came to school, when it came to whatever. They good with that. But when it came to
Mm-hmm.
spiritual things, I was doing too much because I was controlling their narrative instead of Yahuwah controlling their narrative. All I was the vessel that birthed them. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. All I was to do was to teach them the ways of Yahuwah. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Anything other than that, I did damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I help somebody by being very transparent. A lot of times, you do need to be healed, but you don't know exactly what you need to be healed from because your blinders are saying and labeling something one thing
Mm-hmm. It's something
when it's
completely
really
different.
this.
Something
Yes.
completely different. And I think we've all done that.
Mhm.
Misdiagnosed.
Yes.
We done misdiagnosed our sickness.
Yes.
Misdiagnosed our issues. It's true. And I think I believe that comes from the venom.
Yeah.
You said the venom. It was because of how they reacted and them
Hmm.
not being present. That was the venom. Oh, you ain't gonna be there? Yeah, I got this. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
mommy and daddy, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. We just want to make sure, and the crazy thing is like it's not that it didn't come from a good place. It's not that it didn't come from a good place, but as mommy always say, that was trespassing.
I trespass.
Mommy tell me the minute you trespassing, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? We have to stay in our lanes. Stay
Yeah.
in our lanes and play our role and our parts. And I think I've learned that when we do that, we'll be on the right track.
That's right.
We'll be on the right track when we stay in our own lane and there'll be too many accidents. because we're doing our part.
Yeah.
Same thing, in ministry. We stay in our lane and do our part,
Mhm.
the body of flow, just like it's supposed to.
That's the truth.
I
So
like
will you let your body flow on today?
flow.
Will you let your body flow correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Go through the healing process. Will you allow Yahuwah to do what he's already done when he created us? Will you tap into the power source? Will you continue to be aligned in him, with him being the vine and we being the branches? Will you continue to talk to him, learn from him, be teachable? It's time for
Mm-hmm.
us to be teachable, y'all. We
That's
think we
right.
know everything, but the only thing we know is damnation. We think we know everything, but the only thing we know is pain. We think we know everything, but the only thing we know is heartache. He is the man that has freedom. He is the one who established life. So will you tap into it? I hope you heard everything that we spoke on today and received our transparency and our testimony, because the word says we overcome by our testimony. And so I just want to pray with you all. I thank you for tuning in. I want you guys to please subscribe, to like, to share, subscribe again, because we're here every Sunday evening at 9 p.m. Me and Mo. This is what we do. We are here to help. We're not here to put ourselves on a pedestal to think that we know it all. The only thing that Yah told us is to give you what we have. What we have is our process. What we have is what we know. What we have is what we've gone through. We know what works, and we know Yahuwah works, because he never left us, nor did he forsake us. We've left him plenty of times. We've forsaken him and offended him plenty of times. But he stayed right there, even though we moved. He didn't have to come find us. We had to come out of our darkness and come back to the place where we dropped him off at. All right. So the
Right.
truth of the matter is that you come unto him to be healed, delivered, and set free. Yahuwah, we thank you and we glorify you for everything that you have said today, because it was not we ourselves, it was only you. Because it takes you, it takes clarity, it takes vision, it takes your Ruach HaKodesh to be able to be transparent, to be able to love, to be able to release, and be able to pray and to understand, Father. And so we thank you for what you have done on this platform here on tonight. We ask right now that you touch each and every viewer. We ask right now that you touch every viewer that's viewing now and those that are going to press replay. We know that your power will still reign, it will still rest, and it will still rule, and it will still abide now and hence and forevermore. Yah, your people, this world needs healing. There has been so much destruction, so much venom, so much attitude, so much maliciousness, so much hatred, so much division, so much animosity, and so much of that, Father. But we are igniting your power, your Ruach HaKodesh from on high, Father, in the name of Yehoshua. I know that you can travel these airways and you can touch those that are blind spiritually, those that are deaf spiritually, those that are lame spiritually, Father, even those that are even in that situation, even naturally. We know that you can do it. We know that you can press out the venom that is within them, that was seated by every serpent and scorpion. And we activate the power that is within us right now in the name of Yehoshua. And we pull down every stronghold and every demonic spirit, and we stomp and tread over every serpent and every enemy and every scorpion right now in the name of Yehoshua HaMashiach. I speak and I declare healing to every home. I speak and declare healing to everyone that is laying even in a hospital bed. I speak and I declare healing right now, even that individual that is listening even while they're riding in their car. I speak healing and deliverance right now. It will be their portion in the name of Yehoshua HaMashiach. They shall live and not die. Hasatan, I send you notice right now that you have no more time, that your time is up. And this is your season in order to rise up. His people that have been looked over, his people that have been destitute, those people that have been in the back are rising up. For this is the season of his army, of his true warriors to rise up, in every evangelist, every apostle, every prophet, every teacher, and every pastor that has been assigned in this last and evil days will rise up and take their place. You are not hurt for just nothing. You are not hurt just because you were hurt and you were destitute and you were trodden and you were looked over for a reason. And the reason and the time is now. You've been in the darkness and you've been going through your lonely season of healing to be able to speak to someone that is here in this earth even now, so that you can prove to them who Yahuwah is, that he is the God of yesterday, today, and forever, that Yahuwah is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he is the God that gives life and that more abundantly. And so tonight I declare resurrection power in the name of Yeshua. I declare reviving power right now in the name of Yehoshua. I declare life, Yahuwah, and that more abundantly for every man, for every boy, for every girl, for every woman. Oh, Yahuwah, I denounce the spirit of destitution and lack right now in the name of Yehoshua. I denounce right now the spirit of confusion and discontentment right now in the name of Yehoshua. I pull down everything that is stronghold that has held your people hostage. Oh, Yahuwah, I declare the breaking of chains, the breaking of the bondage that have held up your people long enough. I speak freedom. I speak restitution in the name of Yehoshua HaMashiach. I speak clarity. I speak instructions. I speak obedience in their life. I speak the willingness to participate in the healing process. I speak endurance until the end. Oh, Yahuwah, do it in the name of Yahuwah HaMashiach. Endure to the end, people of Yah. Endure to the end, saints. Endure to the end. Oh, it's not given to the swift. The battle is not given to the swift nor to the strong. Oh, but I declare and decree that you will endure. Endure until the end. Don't go crazy and don't jump off the table when you're going through your healing process. Heal, be healed. Do y'all hear me on tonight? I declare your healing, be healed, be delivered, be set free. And Yehoshua HaMashiach's name, because he said anything that we ask in his name, according to his will. Come on. So let the will of Yah reign in your life on tonight. Let the will of Yah flow through these airways on tonight. Let the will of Yah meet you when you lay your head down on the pillow on tonight. Let the will of Yahuwah be revealed unto you when you are in that REM sleep, as he reveals his mysteries and his wonders and his clarification of who you are and what you are meant to be. Let you rise up and take your place in the army of Adonai on today. You shall live and not die, and the venom has been released and denounced and annihilated right now in your life. In Yeshua's name, I pray and I say, Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
So we'll see you here again next week. Mo, you got any last words to say?
We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. And just know it may be pressure, but it's worth it. It's tangible in the end. It's tangible in the end. We love you.
Peace and blessings, you all. And to all my Hebrew sisters and brothers, Shana Tova, Happy New Year, for this is the new year
Donna
that has
Tova,
been
Happy
established.
New Year.
Yes, be blessed.
I love you.